Good afternoon and welcome to Padre's Ponderings.
Hello, hello, hello. It is a beautiful day in the low country. We have no dribbles, nothing. It's rolling
nice
today. Children everywhere. Very special.
Not nearly as windy.
No, we had a lot of wind over the weekend.
Yeah.
Had rain Sunday morning, but then that was all gone, it was clear by the time we came in. And the rain took away some of virtually all the pollen. I don't see anything out in the air now, so cars are without the yellow hue. My black shirts don't have the yellow hue.
When you walk out, when you sit on the step, you'd come in and you would be a tinge of yellow.
The little things that are seeds that float through the air, white thing, those would be around me. Anyway, I don't have that now, so.
Occupational hazard.
Yep.
When you wear black.
Yesterday I came in and wore clothes that I wear to Israel, had a pair of khaki pants on. And
on your day off.
yeah, I had to come in to work on miracles.
Yes, the last teaching.
Last teaching this Wednesday night.
Dinner is Olive Garden.
Now, when you say
Make your own pasta. Like, fix your own pasta.
What?
So you can have fettuccine, you can have chicken on your fettuccine, like it's all separate, so you can build your own pasta.
Oh.
I think that's clever.
Kind of like nachos
Christian's
and
very creative.
all that.
Kind of like nachos, but pasta. Because some people don't eat meat. I mean, there's all kinds of
Different sauces.
preferences.
And all of that stuff out there, too.
I think so.
Wonderful.
I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Been having good groups of people. Very blessed and honored to have people coming to hear the teaching. And I think that it's a blessing people for them to come earlier and have the chance to fellowship together, and all that room is filled up. But do need to make sure that if you're coming that you sign up. If you're going to eat, sign up.
Please, because it was tight last week, because a lot of people did
Sign
not
up ahead of time. You don't pay ahead of time, sign up ahead of time.
Yes.
So that we be sure we got enough in the pot. But if you're just coming for the teaching, you ain't got to worry about that. Just come. Teaching 7 o'clock in the church, dinner 6:15 in the parish hall. Right.
That is correct. So what is your final teaching on? We know miracles. We know that. Which ones did you pick?
2 miracles from the first verses of the 8th chapter, Matthew's Gospel. Jesus heals a leper. And then right behind that, the centurion's servant. Both of them take place in and around Capernaum. The leper is not in the town per se, but the centurion is. So I'm going to speak into that. How they're both of them are outcasts in their own way, and the fact that Jesus would be involved with them is shocking to people and all that. So, and that idea that they see him as a Jewish rabbi, an insider in everything to do with the religious faith, observing the law and all the rest of that. And he can't ever shake that. And so he gets, as he moves through his ministry, the criticism mounts more and more that, you're not doing the things that a rabbi ought to do. But it's because the eyes are never opened to see who he really is, because their hearts are hard. So this is early in his ministry. So I'm going to work on that. Show a video from The Chosen, a little snippet. Video from Jesus in Nazareth. So zip it up a little bit. So.
Okay.
Moving in.
Do you have a song that goes with this one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Robin Mark.
Okay. They're old school.
Here's Love, Deep as the Ocean. Old school.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
I don't think they play them on the radio, like Christian radio. Often now. They did in the past.
Ireland. Grace is going to Ireland. Robin Mark from Ireland.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Big album that had that song on it. Revival in Belfast. Which is in
Ireland. This is a eventful week over in the UK.
No, that's
You know what's happening on Saturday?
yeah, the big thing with the king is
Coronation.
going to be, but that wouldn't. Will that impact on?
No, I think that's why they're
Grace
flying that
flying
day.
into
Because probably the flights were cheaper.
going ahead of it or on the back end of it would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she would not be flying into London, would she?
No, they're going to Ireland, Dublin.
I wouldn't doubt that they, Heathrow and those places, they might have those airports closed for that
I
on
don't
that
know.
day. Just as a safety precaution.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
It is might. Did I ever tell you about the Queen Elizabeth's husband? And they were out there touring at, I think it was at Windsor Castle, which is outside of London. And he was big in nature and gardening. And so, anyway, one of the projects that he had out there for a long time, recycling is big in that, was that he developed a whole series of actual producing gardens there. And then they had a garden shop, and they sold produce and all that kind of stuff. And he would go out there and visit and stuff and walk around. Had his Land Rover thing. So anyway, he's out there talking, and tourists are talking to him, and they're filming this thing. So he's talking to him, and in the background you see an airplane taking off from the airport. And the tourist said, "Why did y'all build this castle so close to the airport?"
Wow, so fun. Precious.
Out of touch, a little, and that's just what he
Perhaps
did.
they
That's
skipped
just what
history.
he did. He just started laughing. he just started laughing. Why'd you build
It's an
this castle
oversight.
so close to the airport? That's 21st century thinking, isn't it? location. Oh my goodness.
So funny.
They got 3 big airports over there in London now.
I know. On one of your trips, didn't you go to the wrong airport?
I was going to Israel. Yeah, we had spent 2 weeks teaching in Ireland. Then we came to London and spent a week in Esher in a flat.
For R&R?
Yeah, to catch up. We had a week in Esher at a flat that was owned by Audrey and Harry Wells. That was wonderful. And we've flown into Heathrow, and that's where I got into the thing of renting the car. And so anyway, then we're supposed to fly back out. So I didn't pay that much attention to it. I took the rental car back to Heathrow Airport, and I'm looking on the board for where the flight, and it's not up there. And then I went to one of the ticket desks, and I said, "Look, we've got tickets, and I don't see that flight on the board." And he looked at those tickets. He said, "That flight is not leaving from this airport. El Al does not fly
from Heathrow.
into Heathrow. They fly from a different Luton airport. Never heard of it. They got us a cab and
So how much time did you have
about
to
an
get
hour.
there?
We got there. They had already boarded. We were the last people there. We're running through the people at the front desk called ahead and said they're going to keep the door open for you to get there, go right on. So I'm scooting, and your mama's in front of me going up there. So then I stopped to get a newspaper. No.
You stopped to get a newspaper?
Yeah, your mother was not blessed by that at all. I did not get the newspaper. Got to the gate. The people were waiting on me, the Israeli people were. And that airport where the El Al, Israel's airplanes flying, it had big barbed wire fences all around that thing. Whoa, tight. No other planes other than theirs at that airport. Very serious.
And you got on and they closed the door and everybody looked at you and said, "Americans."
Yeah, because we were about the only ones that didn't have headscarves or yarmulkes
on.
And that, and they had a thing of, when I went in, the lady was handing out newspapers and stuff like that. So I said, "I'll take one of those." And it was written in Hebrew. It was no help to me. No help at all.
Charlie could have read it.
But But anyway, I was a gentleman, and I knew I'd already messed up, so I took the newspaper,
Looked at the pictures.
looked at the pictures, tried to figure out what it was. But anyway, we made it. We made it. But I did not have any idea in the world that the security for those planes flying to and from here, that it was that tight. Whoa.
They do security differently, and have to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing they did not bypass was they opened up the luggage. They went through all the luggage that we had, screened with the wands that wanded your mama and I. But it didn't make any difference whether it was going to be late or not. They were checking that luggage.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
They have to have a different mindset than we're used to. So,
but we got there, and
was that your
other people came. The flight of everybody on the tour got there early the next morning. Our connections got us there that evening, that night, so we stayed the night at a hotel in Tel Aviv.
Was that the group that was that the same tour that you also went to Jordan, where you went to Petra?
No, this is the one after that. Yeah. So then the next morning, the bus came by the hotel and picked Beck and I up, and we headed to Tel Aviv airport
To pick up.
and met all the people there. Yeah. And then we were off and going. And we did, on that tour, did the same way that y'all are going to do in November. Started right out. Didn't spend the night in Tel Aviv, started right out. And that's a better way. You pick up a day then. So,
I mean, I think as of today, the Holy Land trip is full.
it'll be real special.
Yeah.
Be real special.
Looking forward to that.
So what you got on your lap there?
This is the email from the food bank that just came in this morning, and God's Gifts. So they had 76 guests come through God's Gifts. And a lot of times we talk about the food bank, but we might not mention God's Gifts as much. So that's
Now,
when
these are food bank. These are people who have gone through the food bank, and then want to take the next step and go through God's Gifts, where the giveaway.
So after their food is loaded in their car, they can park and they can come into what we call the youth side of the mission mall, and they can shop. And it's all free. So it's overflow from God's Goods, what they can't put out for whatever reason or they don't have room for. That's our overflow spot, and it's clothes, housewares, furniture, all kinds of stuff, toys.
And about a third of the people that go through food bank go park.
So there were 76 that went in, and we also have a prayer station there. So the last time I was there, it was really special to see the relationships that form, because a lot of these people, they come every week and they come inside, and we have someone that speaks Spanish, so that if the person speaks Spanish, then they can still give prayer requests and be prayed over. And it's a huge ministry. Besides the food, it's a huge ministry. But the numbers for the food we served, let me see where it is. Oh, it's on the back. 296 bags of donations were given this week. When I came in on Sunday morning in the chapel service for communion, that whole front window between the main door and the closet door was full of bags of food, full of it.
And we had so that would have been here, but then you got the historic campus.
Right, all of
there,
our campuses
Point,
collect food, yeah. So 296 donations, which was up from 240 the week before. 258 families came through. 196 during the main first go through, and then 62 in the late afternoon. And that late afternoon number keeps increasing.
Yep.
People coming after work and getting groceries on the way home, which is amazing. But 296 donations, thank you so much. And one of the things, a friend let me know this little tidbit of information because you shop
Tidbits.
around. Tidbit of information. So here's a shopping tip for today. Aldi, which I have not been to yet. I know you haven't been to because you
No.
don't shop. Aldi has the best price for cereal for the food bank.
Really?
Better
would've-
than Walmart, better than Sam's, better than
See, I would have thought some of those
Publix or
places
Food
would have been
Lion.
too.
Aldi has the best price on cereal, so you can load up lots of cereal, and that seems to be a really common thing that we need. This week, however, the need is for peanut butter, any kind of soup, baked beans, and black beans, and plastic bags.
Okay.
So, the month of April, this is fascinating. For the month of April, we gave 981 families 30 pounds of food. That means 29,430 pounds of food passed through from our hands to the hands of people in Bluffton.
That's 15 tons.
Right?
15 tons of food.
That's unbelievable.
Golly day.
So, a total number of people we fed, which includes adults, seniors, and children, totals approximately 2,453 people.
Wow. That's
That
just
is amazing. And it started out as a very small ministry. On 9/11 was the first, right? Was the first
I believe
gathering.
that's correct, yeah. Katie Mahoney
And it was on the historic campus
in the parish hall.
in the parish hall, in the big room in the parish hall. It was very small, starting out just like all ministries start out small.
Yep.
And then it multiplied.
Ministries, Bible studies, everything start out little, but that's the promise of Scripture.
Exactly.
God blesses the faithfulness of people and faithfulness over the long haul, building relationships. All of that is what makes it possible, and that the fact that those numbers keep going up and have gone up over the years is just somebody coming and getting food and telling a friend, and just over time, boom, 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 and that and one of the things about it is that it's a safe place.
Yes.
When Katie
That's
set
so
that up,
important.
she wanted to make sure that nobody got asked questions. If you came, it didn't make any difference what your situation was. If you came, you got food.
And I think that really surprises a lot of people because typically when you go to a food bank, if it has any type of government assistance, they have to keep records. I mean, that's just
And they ask all
how
kind
it
of questions.
operates, and they ask a lot of questions, but we just
We just give it away.
hand the food. It's a gift.
Yep. And that's, we're blessed to be a blessing. So you got
So
full crowd going. That's about Thanksgiving times when you're doing that?
we'll be celebrating Thanksgiving in Jerusalem. I think no better place to celebrate Thanksgiving. We'll be the only one celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yes,
but
I suspect so. I suspect
doubt
so.
there'll be turkey, maybe some lamb.
Be something like that. But I think they have turkey. They have a lot of chickens over there. A lot of chicken
A lot
houses.
of chicken, lamb, fish.
A lot of commercial
Vegetables.
raising of chickens and eggs and stuff like that over there.
Yeah.
Eggs are real good. Dark yellow centers over there. Yeah, that's a special place to be. That time of year, you better take a raincoat. You might get some rain over there then. Rainy season starts.
Won't be nearly as hot,
No, it won't be hot.
which is good.
No, it won't be hot. And it shouldn't be cold either. You ought to be in that time frame. The rainy season usually starts in late October, runs through up until Passover. Around there is where it clears up, in April. And then it gets Demas Maximus in the summertime.
Yes, we call that Masada hot. There's hot, and then there's
That Jordan,
on top
Jordan,
of Masada hot.
that Jordan River Valley gets steamy in the summertime.
Yeah,
But y'all are going to go to Masada, aren't you?
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a special place.
So, are you are preaching this Sunday? What is your sermon on?
It's on the passage that goes with this window.
Oh,
Jesus touching the little children. And this sermon is called The Power of His Touch. So I'm going to be working on that, and I'll preach it on the historic campus this week, and then make a couple modifications and preach it for Mother's Day over here the week after that.
Speaking of Mother's Day weekend, Nancy Guthrie will be here on the 12th and the 13th. Mother's Day is the 14th. That is also Mayfest in the historic area of Bluffton. So if you come to Nancy Guthrie, which I encourage you to come to Nancy Guthrie.
No, that's on this
That's going to be
campus, though.
amazing. That's going to be on this campus. We'll be finished by noon, so you can still go over to Mayfest
Yeah, that's
and have a lobster roll.
Yeah, that's always been a big deal, but as Bluffton has grown, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And
Huge. They
and
shut
then
down all
now
roads.
with the park and all that,
Yeah.
and the whole end by
Yeah.
the historic church will be tough. But it is what it is.
So if you haven't got your tickets for Nancy Guthrie, they're still available. The price does increase on the 6th, which is this Saturday. So
And all the Nancy Guthrie is going to be on the campus. Are there any meals involved with that?
no meals involved in that. The teaching on Friday, the workshop on Friday starts at 7 p.m., so grab a little something before you come. That's going to be in the school gym. Then on Saturday morning, we start at 9 o'clock, 8:30 actually, and we'll have coffee, but we're not providing like food or anything.
And it goes until noon.
Coffee and water.
You got a session Friday night, 7 to something, and then you start Saturday morning, 8:30. Actual teacher
be
starts at
finished by
9,
noon.
and you're through by noon. Okay.
She's
Yeah, you'll have
bringing-
people from all around for that, won't you?
We have people that are coming from the upstate, from Atlanta, from Georgia, Connecticut. Our friend Shirley's coming
she's
from
coming?
Connecticut. North Carolina, all over.
That's wonderful. Big doings. And you got,
So very excited about having her. And then somebody asked me yesterday, is this a simulcast or in person? No, she's going to be here.
now will it be simulcast to other places? No. So you be here or you miss it.
Be here or you're going to have to catch another one. But
I think that's,
it's so
and you got a whole
fun.
team of people lined up for
We
all
have
that.
tons of volunteers that are helping with it. I have a meeting right after this about it. It's so funny to see on social media. She has all of her upcoming places that she's going, in Phoenix, Lima, Peru, Toronto, like huge places, and little Bluftons, right smack
Stuck in
dab
there.
in the middle.
Boom. Stuck in there, Bluffton. People going through that. What?
What is that? Where's
Whoa,
Bluffton?
whoa.
There is a Bluffton, Ohio, too.
Really?
There is, but it's not Bluffton, Ohio. So,
Wow. That's great.
yeah.
That's great. I think that's just a real statement about so much that you and the ladies have going here at the church.
Well,
That's,
and this
it's
is-
bigger than just us.
Oh, sure. And we want to be able to share with women at all the churches. This is a biblical theology workshop. I mean, this isn't, there's no fluff here. It's,
Now, do you have that on the
Come and
diocesan
learn.
website?
I did send them all the information for it.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So lots coming up. We're already working on the calendar for the fall, which is amazing. Like we finish Easter and Vacation Bible School. We still need volunteers for Vacation Bible School, which is in June. That's
Can people sign up for Vacation
little over
Bible
a
School
month away.
volunteer? Can they sign up for that on the website, or you have to call?
there's a tab on the website. So any events that we have, you just go down to when the event is, which that'll be in June, and there's a link right there.
Now, when
Where you can sign
when
up.
you're volunteering, VBS is 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Can you volunteer just for one day? Or
We had people that they have a work schedule that allows them to do it just one day, and that's usually pretty.
so you can do all of it or part
Fine.
of it of that? Great. 'Cause
There are lots of different ways you can help. Last year, I was helping with carpool. So I'm out there texting Michael Ann. She's inside, I'm outside. I'm texting her who to send out because their car's here. So there's all kinds of things you can do.
you 2 or 3 children there too, weren't you?
We had almost 400 last year, I think. 300 or 400.
Wow.
So it's chaotic, but it's fun.
And that's a big outreach for us to the community too.
Huge.
Not this,
And
not,
cross schools.
not restricted just to the just to the congregation,
Right.
cross schools people and community people. Yeah, that's wonderful.
So, keep checking on that events calendar and look at your email that comes out on Thursday because new stuff is coming out literally every day.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. It's way more than Sunday morning or Saturday afternoon. Way more.
I get a lot of emails through the website for people wanting to have a wedding or vow renewal or something like that at the church. And we get probably 3 a day. 3 a day. So I always explain to them, well, we're a very active parish because a lot of people think, well, you're a museum. At least the historic
the
campus.
docents say that
People
that
think
many
it's a
people
museum.
are surprised that it's not.
Right.
that
So I
there is an
explain
active-
we're a very active parish of several thousand people. So, we don't have the capacity to do that.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but it is a beautiful spot.
Come a long way. Long way. Still got a ways to go though. The more we do, the more opportunities we have to do. And that's what's important. There's, we talk about time, talent, and treasure, but the big thing that we have to grasp is being a good steward of the opportunities that the Lord places before us to reach others in His name. It's not about us. So.
Yep. So, all right. Well, you're going to work on your teaching and your sermon.
Yep.
I'm going to work on your slides.
That's a good thing too.
And all the other stuff I've got to catch
Yep.
up on. And I have a meeting about Nancy Guthrie. Finish planning all of that stuff. So.
And I got some videos in this. Charlie's going to work on that.
Yep.
Great.
Lots
Alrighty.
going on. So I hope to see you tomorrow night for the Wednesday night teaching. Remember, the teaching starts at 7. Dinner's at 6:15. Please sign up. You can call the office and Sue will sign you up. Or you can also do that on the website. There's a link for registration there. Don't forget the food bank. Let me tell you what the items are again. Black beans, baked beans, peanut butter, and soup for this week. So keep those donations coming and go in peace to love and serve the Lord.
Thanks be to God. See you when I see you. God loves you and so do I.